Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create smart fences in your time card organization. Remember that the smart fences are for you to know when the guys are going in or out of specific areas. So the first step is going to be for us to access the admin tab, the little guy with the key right here. Now we are going to access the advanced section, specifically rules, action, and fences. Once in here, let's click on manage smart fences. And the next step, it's going to be add new smart fence. Okay, here we are. So this is the first stage. First, we're going to select the type, which is going to be independent. Now let's go ahead and give a name to this smart fence. So I'm going to call it office. All right. Now the next step, it's going to be for us to find the location where we want to create the perimeter around that area. To do this, we have different ways to do it. First, if you like, you can take this option right here, the circle with the pen. Look for the area on the map where you want to create the smart fence and say maybe here. Now we have that little blue dot on the map. And the next step, it's going to be for us to create the radius. And that's going to be right here. So for this one, I'm going to go 0.1 just as an example. And as you can see, the system just created the perimeter, meaning that once a user goes into the area, you'll get the notification. Once the user goes out of the area, like that, you'll get another notification. Notifications are not mandatory. That's only if you want to receive those, because if you have a lot of users and multiple rules, you could get a lot of emails during the day. So remember, the action or the notification is not mandatory. That was the first way to create the perimeter. The second one, it's going to be by using the pen with the rectangle. Okay, so now let's click on it. And with this one, you can customize your area. So let's say I just want the perimeter to go from this block, this one here, and maybe ending in here. So as you can see, we created the perimeter instead of having the circle and having to add a radius. Now there's one more way to do it. That's going to be the search option. So what I'm going to do here is enter a location with the street, city, state, click find. And as you can see, the system just found the location according to the search that we just used. Same as before, we will need to create a radius. So I'm going to go this way. And the smart fence, it's going to be around this area. Remember that if you like, you can also use the satellite image right here at the bottom to get this type of view. Okay, so we have the perimeter, we have the name, we have the type. Remember that the smart fences, they can apply for all of the users at the same time, or maybe just for selected users or teams according to who goes into that area. So maybe, for example, this one, it's going to be for my driver because he's the only driver going into that area. Now, let's go ahead and create the rule itself. So let's click where it says create new. Okay, so the first rule that we need to create, it's going to be for entering the area. So I'm going to call it office entering. So here, select the right trigger, which is going to be entering area. Now remember to select the time range, which could be always, within business hours, or within time frame. Remember that if you select this one, you'll need to specify the days of the week when it's going to apply, but also the times where it's going to apply, meaning between 7 and 5 p.m. Let's click on this option so that the notifications also appear on the right reports. Okay, so if you don't want to get any email notifications or any type of notifications, you can save it here. But in this example, let's say that we do want the notification. So I'm going to click on create new action, office entering. Phone pop-up message. This one it's going to be for the field workers for them to know that they are going in or out NS marathons. It's not mandatory. Could be a specific phone noise. So for example, if they hear the bus, they're going to know that it is because of this rule. And this one right here is for you, the administrator. So the subject could be office entering. The body could be something like this. And then we're going to add the email address. Remember that we can add multiple addresses. So if that is the case, just add comma and the next one, comma and the next one, and so on. Also, if we select these options right here, it means that we can send this same email to the field worker. But remember that if you want to do that first, you'll need to access the field worker tab, the blue cell phone on the top. Then you'll need to access the field worker's profile, notify via email, and add the email address in here. That way, this option, it's going to work. So now let's go ahead and hit save. Save one more time. And this step right here, it's very important. And that's going to be clicking on add existing. Add existing is what is going to activate all the rule and the action that we just created. Okay, so if you just want a notification and rule for entering, we could leave it there. But for this example, let's go ahead and create another one for living area. So I'm going to go with create new. As you can see, we are not going out of this section, just create new. And it's going to be very similar, but this time for living. So let's look for the right trigger, living area. Same as the previous one, it's going to be Monday through Friday from 7 to 5. Let's click here. Remember, if you don't want any type of notifications, you can save here. But in this example, we do want the notification. Remember, this message is going to be for the field workers. This sound, it's going to be for the field workers, the app on their phones. And right here, it's going to be for you. As we saw a few minutes ago, if you like, you can also notify the field worker via email with this option. And again, let's go ahead and add the email address. Remember, if you want to add multiple, just comma in the next one, comma in the next one, and so on. Now let's save it. Save one more time. And remember to click on add existing for the rule and the action to be activated. And this is how we can create smart fences in your time card organization. Thank you.